Hello everybody, welcome to Niagara Region's Virtual Water Festival. My name is Dave Haley and I'm an operations manager here at the Niagara Region. And I manage operations for 6 of our water treatment plants, which we are currently in one of them right now. We are in the Welland Water Plant performing this video. So if you hear phones ringing and alarms going off, this is a real live water plant. So I'm here to talk about to and fro with H2O. So you see before me this great display of small little Hot Wheels cars and little houses and schools and water towers and fish tanks. And we're going to talk about all this stuff as an example on how water gets from the various sources in our environment and how we get it, we turn it into drinking water and how we get it to your taps at home. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how water comes from the natural environment and we turn it into drinking water. So here at the Niagara Region, we own and operate 6 water treatment plants that are all fed directly or indirectly from the Great Lakes. You can see here on this map that our 6 water plants are situated throughout the Niagara Region, and they either pull directly from Lake Erie or directly from Lake Ontario. A few of them also pull indirectly from Lake Erie, either from the Niagara River or from the Welland Canal. After it gets taken from the natural environment, either from Lake Erie or Lake Ontario, it then goes into a treatment plant where it gets treated and disinfected before it gets delivered to the taps in your home. Now keep in mind, when we talk about the treatment process in municipally treated drinking water, we are referring to municipalities that receive municipally treated drinking water from the region or the cities themselves. If you live in the country and your parents own a well or cistern, they take care of that. So if you see fire hydrants in your neighborhood of your schools or your homes, this is kind of the situation we're talking about. So in the water treatment plant, as I mentioned, we begin the disinfection and treatment process. So the first stage of the treatment process is some screening that happens, and that takes out the big debris that happens to come in from the lakes. And then it travels through a bunch of different chemical processes to help remove the smaller pieces of dirt. After those processes, it travels through a filtration system to remove the very, very fine particles. The last step before it goes out is we add chlorine as a disinfectant to it. You may have smelled chlorine in swimming pools. Now, swimming pools have a lot more chlorine in them than our drinking water, but we add just a little bit to make sure it stays safe on its journey to your tap at home. After it's been treated, it is then stored on site in not a fish aquarium, but a large underground storage reservoir. So as you can see here, the reservoir is filling up with perfectly treated drinking water, but we have to get it to the taps at your home and at your school and at Canadian Tire, right? So how does it get there? It travels there through pipes all underground. What's really cool is as much stuff as we have above the ground, we have below the ground. We have all kinds of stuff. We have water pipes, we have sewer pipes, we have gas lines, phone lines, you name it. We have all kinds of stuff buried below the ground that help us live our day-to-day lives. So as you can see here, the bubbles are showing you exactly how the water is traveling all throughout this imaginary city, but this is exactly what's happening in our city. You can see here pipes are all kinds of different sizes, different shapes, different materials, and these pipes have to withstand a lot of pressure and intensity of water to make sure that the water gets delivered to you safely and securely. So as you can see, it travels all throughout the system. And it makes its way to this thing over here, which is a water tower. So water towers are all throughout the region of Niagara. We have water towers near the Red Lobster in Lundy's Lane. We have water towers near the paper mill in Thorold South. We have water towers in Virgil. We have water towers in Fort Erie. Everywhere where we have flat land, we have water towers. Now, water towers do three major things for us as drinking water operators. The first thing they do is they allow a place for excess water to be stored. So like I said before, the water mains and pipes that are in the ground are designed to handle a lot of pressure and intensity, but they still need some help from time to time. I'll explain what I mean by that. Say you're having a water balloon fight with your friends, and you're filling a balloon at the hose tap, and you're talking to your friends, and you're planning your next move of attack, and you're not paying attention. What'll happen to that balloon? It'll blow up in your hands. The same thing will happen to these water mains. If we have nowhere for excess water to go, they'll blow right up. And I don't know if you've ever seen a water main break, but man, they're pretty crazy. So water towers give us a place to store excess water when we're not using it. The second thing water towers do is they allow us to store water for emergencies. So there's lots of reasons we need to have a lot of water kicking around. You know, myself, when I have to catch up on laundry on the weekend, I need lots of water. If I have to hose the patio off after the winter. However, the biggest emergency we need water for in our communities are fires. So firemen use a lot of water through fire hydrants all throughout, especially this imaginary city and real cities. They use those fire hydrants to pull lots of water so that they can put fires out very quickly. Fires never tell us when they're coming, and they certainly don't want to be put out. So we want to make sure the firemen have the tools they need to put out those fires. The third thing that water towers do is they allow us to save some money. So at night, when everybody's sleeping and electricity gets cheaper, we fill everything up so that during the day, when electricity is getting expensive, we use gravity to let all that water come back down through the water tower, through the pipes, and come out your taps at home. Gravity is a force of nature, and the last time I checked, it was free. So we try to use that as much as possible throughout the day so we can save electricity. As many of you guys know, electricity is getting very expensive, and it gets expensive to use during the day when everyone wants to use it. So us at the water plants, we try to save electricity, use the nighttime to fill everything up when everybody's sleeping. We can fill things up very quickly so that during the day we can slow everything down and use gravity to do the work for us. So I've talked a lot about how water gets from the Great Lakes, becomes treated water, goes through all the pipes and water mains, goes up and down water towers. I hope you get the idea that a lot of time and effort goes into water's journey from source to tap. Either coming from the Great Lakes, traveling all throughout the water plant, traveling all throughout the pipes, going up and down the water tower, and coming at your tap at home. We want to make sure when we use it, we don't waste it, because it's just going to go back down the drain again and have to get treated before it goes back to the natural environment. So we want to make sure when we use it wisely. So some of the things we can do in our day-to-day lives are brushing your teeth and turning the tap off. So you turn the tap on, you get your toothbrush wet, you shut the tap off, and then you get to work with the scrubbing, right? When you have a shower, make sure you go in and you know you're gonna get clean. You don't go in with your homework or a book or decide to clean the shower walls, all that fun stuff. If your parents have a garden, you can use a rain barrel or a bunch of rain barrels to collect free rainwater to water your vegetables or your flowers. There's all kinds of stuff we can do every day to save on water, so that we know it doesn't take a long journey and not get used. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today in the Water Festival. I hope you enjoy the rest of the virtual tours that are coming your way, and bye for now.